Finish.
Okay, we are live now.
Great. Hi.
Okay, and we have half an hour or 45 minutes. You tell me when you would like to stop, and I would like to introduce my lovely friend, which I met by accident, just because we are connected with the same passion, with the same love, and with the same. We are basically getting that knowledge on our own experience with her, and we are talking about the dating apps. And the reason why we share this, because there are a lot of people who scared, who are afraid, who fed up, and in general they don't have courage, and they do not understand how this thing works and what is wrong with them and how to make it better. There is a way. Okay, so that's why we want to make the life easier. Okay, so we will share. So she will talk today mostly, but I will share my latest experience, which is last week.
On
Okay, and
field, right?
yes, and I can tell you this, that I've deleted the Field app. I've deleted as well, and I will explain you why. Okay, I am, as a child, I really like to go and have this mushroom collection in the woods. And my father taught me about mushrooms a lot. Okay, so when I go into the wood like into that wood, I can recognize there will be a mushroom in there. Oh, we should go to another area, or we should go there. Some people will go and collect any mushroom. Okay, but me, I am after the king. There is the king mushroom in there. Okay, so if you take any nice mushroom and make a soup or a sauce, it will give you a flavor, right? It will be there. Of course, there is a lot of poisonous mushrooms in there, which you stay aware. You can't just put it in a, because you will die, right?
Yeah.
So I am translating this information for that reason. It's like a mushroom collection. It is very good to know which mushroom to collect, okay, and which mushroom you need for your soup, okay? So because I've mentioned that the woman selecting her partner not just for sex or not just for like a short event, but they're selecting by their own level. Okay, if there are intellectual beings, right, not only on the physical level, but they are selecting it on their own level. So my level is, I do not look at the simple mushrooms. I know they're nice people. Okay, I can see them. Okay, I just know they're not for me. It's not into my soup. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That is why I deleted this Field app, because I'm an experienced mushroom collector. Okay, I know what kind of fucking mushroom I want. Okay, and I looked at that, and honestly, I will tell you. Okay, the mushrooms I want, like I told you, are mostly occupied.
Yeah. I love
Okay.
this analogy. Yeah.
And so the reason why I'm telling you is, to get that mushroom, you need to put yourself into such a high level that that mushroom will align with you, and then only you can get an attention. Okay, it's not wasting your money and collecting all these trashy mushrooms, and and peeling them and cooking all those soups. This is a waste of time. Okay, you, as a woman, you need to find something like a goal, like a passion. Bring yourself to a really high level that king of the mushroom would care. Okay, and will notice and energetically could be connected, because they are, of course, their vibrations also on the certain level. So the reason why I've deleted it, because there is no fucking mushroom for me. I looked, it's not that forest. Okay, and the reason why I don't like this Field app is because, when you go on Tinder or on Bumble or whatever, you can adjust the destination, and you can adjust you can adjust people who you're seeing.
Sure.
Okay. And in this thing, you are keep starting from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. What happens with the psychological mind, okay, and with the woman and with the man? If you fucking see one thing 7 times, you already like it. And you're giving it,
Really?
Yes, yes, that's how marketing works. Okay, that's why the marketing is so often, because when you see it so many times, you kind of accepted it. Okay, and
You reconsider it in your mind. You
yes, and then
reconsider.
it's
Okay.
good. It's how to say, it's forcing you to choose someone you are not, would not take in the first place. Okay, and it's just fucking your mind. It is not right first. I think this is like a the thing they did not consider. So imagine if I'm doing the search on this field app and someone will do, you can go how long? 200, you know, to
Really?
150. And I have a phenomenal memory. Okay. I have this memory, which I see them, okay, and I can't physically do more than that. And imagine I need to go through this again and again. So it's not adjusting you so much. It basically, it's not adjusting to you. It's adjusting you towards that, you know, the whole thing.
Wow.
And
And
I
I
don't
don't
know if it's on purpose, but it is like this.
and I
Okay.
don't think on the other apps you see the same people again, right? But here I actually disconnected from someone. Like I didn't want to talk to them anymore. And then they came up on my search again. And I was like, oh, I just don't even want to remember that conversation.
Okay, good. So let me take this 5 minutes and I can speak about the conversations. Okay, so one guy, because I'm very open in general, right? And one guy asked me what I'm doing or something, and I said that I'm an erotic photographer. He suggested me, and that the great idea, you know, that I must be an exhibitionist. Okay. And that is very much related with guys. There are women as well, okay, but there is a lot of guys, and it's one of the disorders when people get pleasure, satisfaction while watching other people naked. Okay. And so I thought I never would think about this. Okay. So he gave me this idea. I know I'm not. Okay. I'm looking at this from a medical point of view, because I was in medicine. I was preparing, I mean, cutting dead bodies, and I was doing all type of work. So it's, for me, it's different. You know, it's not about getting someone naked and be turned on about this. But that's the fucking mind, you know, what guy have about thinking why I am an erotic photographer in the first place. Okay. Then okay, the experience. Okay, I can tell you this. There are guys who are absolutely, you know, they are taking your time, they are consuming your time. They do not in rush to get your phone number, to get a contact, to call you. No, they just start chatting in there and want to hold you there, you know, like having their own collection, you know. And one actually mentioned me this. He said that you are going to be a yummy mummy collection. And I said, oh, so there is maybe many files in there, you know. And he was like, no, I have not created that collection yet. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so then there was one guy who really wanted to have sex with me and just talk about sex with me, and everything what I would speak, you know, and I'm like, you know, how to say, I am like philosophical sometimes, you know. I like, you know, to have this type of, you know, conversation, and I can see that everything what he's going back to you, he's scared about when he's gonna have sex, what kind of a sex, but it's just like that, you know. It's one thing he cares about. Okay. And then what else I wanted to say something striky, you know, but let me give you some time now, because
Okay. But I want to reply to what you said, because it's so interesting for me that you said the exhibitionism is a disorder, because I don't see it that way at all. I see it like a preference or an interest or an excitement or a passion, but I would never call it a disorder, because disorder to me is like something that's out of place. And maybe it's uncommon, but I also see it like a quirk, you know, or just like some people, they're vegan, you know, and some people they like steak. I just see it on this spectrum. But do you see it differently? Do you see it like it's a problem? or is it just this word?
Well, when I was a child, I met a lot of exhibitionists, the men in the coat who will open to the child, who would open the coat and would bag their cock and genitals in front of your face in the buses, in the streets, in the bus stops. And I once was near the river. There was one guy who undressed on the other side of the river, undressed in front of me, and he had such a huge hanging dick that he managed to make this helicopter. And I was standing and watching and thinking, the fuck is going on in there? You know, I came closer. I thought, can you imagine how much he trained himself to do that? Okay. So I got a lot of encounters. And when I was a child, I was scared very much.
Wow. Yeah.
Very much, because they would go, the reason why you did not notice is because there is some acceptance inside you. For me personally, because it happens in my childhood when I was in school, you know, I don't know, 8 years old, you know, and something and happened with them, it scared me shitless. I was shaking all day, you know, after this encounter. The reason why it is a disorder, because they actually create this neurological, and psychological scare, fright, emotional situation to get that energy. They're actually getting turned on, and they're getting hard on that moment when they are doing it to someone else.
Okay, I hear that. And I also, for me, exhibitionism is also, I put in the same category, and so this is why maybe I don't see it as a disorder, because what it sounds like is you're sort of describing someone who's
it's a standard case, okay? It is a standard case for men.
Okay. But I also see an exhibitionist as someone who really enjoys walking around naked or having sex where they can be seen. You know, not necessarily, and maybe they like it because it's taboo, but they aren't trying to hurt someone, and they're not trying to force something on someone. Like like someone who likes to have sex outside where they can be seen. It's the risk, the adrenaline inside of them, and not the focus on what is happening in someone who's not in this situation, you know? So it's about them and their partner.
Mixing all these three things are different, okay? All these three things relate to different categories, and they do not relate to the things what I just said. If you go and Google it, you will just see the guy in a coat.
Yes, and with the guy in the coat, I also have to say that whilst I really, really would not want a child to have that experience, one of my teachers who trained for a long time, and she was an active psychologist and psychotherapist, she says that this behavior, the flashing, is generosity. It's misguided generosity. So people who really want to share themselves with the world, really want to like have that part of themselves be seen, that they would do this.
You know, the energy is totally on a different vibration, okay? Because when they want to share part of this, that you do not feel any unpleasant emotion when it's happening. And I can tell you, when I am adult now, and I had a lot of shoots with naked guys, for example, the way they undress, there is a difference, okay? Some of them, like you say, there are a lot of them who enjoys their naturality. They call it naturist, okay? They enjoy being naked. They enjoy, you know, how to say, and respecting their body, and they celebrating it, you know, and they come into the studio, and the first thing what they do is taking their clothes off. Not even as is it okay to start the shoot now? Like, is it okay to undress? And I say yes, because there is many like that who will come to my studio. Okay, but I do not classify them as that. Okay, because they bring a totally different energy with their how to say, behavior. Okay. And so I am into this outdoor sex as well, okay? Okay, but that's, again, it's not the exhibitionism. It's not about someone will see you. It's about more doing it that while maybe someone will see you and you have that kind of like a king and stuff. This is one of the kings. I do not consider it as a disorder, but I am telling you why. Because if the guy knows very well about this and telling me on this app, right? You know, very often you can listen to what people talk about, listen to what they say. Okay, and if they know something more, you know, or into something more, then there is a reason for that. Okay,
Sure.
so that's what I'm just saying, you know.
Okay, and I know you want to go on something else, but I have to also say that it is very interesting that you had these early experiences with the flashing and the fear, and now that you're a photographer and you're empowered and you're in control of the situation where someone takes off their clothes and shares their genitals.
Yes, and I can recognize them. Okay, I can recognize them. I can tell you, I am an erotic photographer, but majority of my clients are my patients. It's absolutely, how to say, majority. Okay, people which had some experiences in the past or broken link among inside them, okay, and do not connect with their sexuality, do not know what to do, you know, like, oh, I can just, sorry, oh, look, it's better, you can see me better. I can just show people what that means and show them how you can translate the sexuality. Okay, so this is something what everyone can do. Okay, we are powerful human beings and we can switch on this and switch off. And I know that you can do this. Okay, and it takes a moment, you know, just take that moment. And that's what I'm showing to people. If they could just feel their energy somehow, you know, in that illusion level, okay, that they can do it. Some people do not understand this, but it's very powerful when you show them how you can switch, how you can translate that energy from you in that moment in front of them. Okay, and so that is how they're getting those erotic pictures. Okay, because most of the time they come like a logs. Okay, logs, very hard to translate, and you need to show them the way. And it's not like leaving them by themselves. Okay, now you masturbate or now you touch yourself and stuff. They do not understand this. Okay, and one guy texted me this message like, I'm feeling like imbecile or something. And then I thought, why he would send this message? And then I thought that, you know what, people would humiliate or downgrade themselves that they'll get that acceptance. Okay, and so there are so many of them as well, you know, who think that they do not deserve to have like a good looking, you know, lady or something, you know, more about themselves. Okay, so if we're talking about like 50 shades of gray, like I say, there are poisonous mushrooms, there are very good mushrooms, and maybe you find the king, your mushroom, right? And I just shared some of the information. I do not how to say, I do not recall everything, but I would like you to share your, how to say, your experience now, which you had in those 2 years. Because you had one experience which was accepting everyone and being amazing and comparing your energy equally to the other people's energy, not even knowing or not even considering other options. And so I think you was giving away too much. And the moment you realize, you shut yourself down. Okay. What's happening with me now in the dating? And I can tell you, this is the real thing. When you're going on the dating and when you're thinking to find someone, a partner, and we know that it's possible. I did it, you know, everyone, how to say, tried, not everyone succeed, but I know I had 2 partners, okay, from the dates, and I know it is possible. The thing is that at the moment, I'm not going it with the full heart. It's like a project for me.
Sure.
It's like an analysis, and probably they feel it and they know it. I'm not open 100%. Okay, and of course I do not say that, oh, I am here just to test it. and test the waters. No one would care. Oh, I'll tell you one. Oh, that annoys me. On the profile I see on the men's profile so often triple vaccinated. It's like he did a very big achievement in his life, like Nobel Premiere or something, like did something crazy, and I'm thinking, what the fuck in this guy's head? So I matched with one guy who said, if you vaccinated, do not swipe right, because he's against that. And of
Mm.
course I'm vaccinated because I am, because I travel. So I thought, I'm gonna check this out, And he was like, well, when I write this on my profile, I didn't get any likes, any swipes. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. But actually, because I'm going on the trip, okay, I got this booster, and I thought, I'm gonna tell him, and I'm saying, oh, really? I said, I understand you, like that's a nice, joke, but I said, it shows that you have a character, and I said, I just got a booster, and he was absolutely gorgeous looking guy, like absolutely, drop dead gorgeous. And he blocked me, like he removed me after I told him that I got this booster.
Wow.
Okay. So how to say, the biggest advice would be for everyone, the men or the ladies would go to this, don't look at this seriously, don't actually think that this is the guy who you're gonna marry or something. Look at this at the game, okay? Then this experience will be fun, okay, crazy, strange, okay, and you will see and you will meet. I am actually matching with those to see all those kind of the most strangest one. Okay, I don't match with normal. I don't do this. I match with normal. Okay, normal. I like chatting me whatever. You can see straight away one guy I really liked and he's chatting with me. Okay, maybe not too much. 2 days. In 2 days' time, it's enough to ask me my phone number, call me, and whatever to do something. Oh, I remembered what I wanted to see, what I wanted to tell. Okay. So I just said to him, I do not have time. I don't think you're taking, it's taking too long for you to decide. I said, you have a very long neck to digest everything. I didn't say he's a giraffe. So look, there was one guy I connected, looks nice. I've chat with him. Everything is fine. And he is supposed to call me on Sunday evening and we will speak, right? About how we will meet and stuff and just general conversation. And I was like, ooh, and always you get this like serious butterflies when someone finally like, oh, his voice is like this, the way he speaks, the way he's writes, it's fascinates you. There will be plenty of this type of guys, okay? But then again, I got this kind of like a booster, when you go really high, okay? And so he texted me and saying that, oh, there is my neighbor coming with her husband and I would not able to have a phone conversation with you. And I was just thinking, if you really, but what I'm saying to you, people need to discover and how to say, see those red flags, okay? If you really fancy someone, right, would you not take care of this business? Would you not have your friends in and have 3-5 minutes conversation, even if your friends are around? I don't believe this. So first thing, this guy is lying to me, okay, because someone else is coming that he has no time to talk to, okay?
Yeah.
It's just
Terrible excuse.
I want everyone to be clever, okay? Not stupid, but clever. If this thing is happening, and then people say, oh, I don't know, or something, and get involved into these situations, I want them to see straight away, So you agreed to do something. He's canceling because giving you a shitty reason, okay? No, seriously, shitty reason. It already stings. This reason, I'm thinking, what kind of a friend should be like? I mean, like maybe a queen coming, that he is so much, the neighbor is the queen, maybe, I don't know. But I have friends and I can chat and whatever. I will be more interested, in this guy than into the friends' neighbors or whatever, right? And then he's texting me in that same evening, like, oh, can you leave me a message? Can you send me the voice message? I really adore your voice. I would like to hear how it sounds. I'm like, fuck. that's not right, you know.
Mm.
That's just so not right. And you know what, when he said that he is not able, let's reschedule, you know, like maybe tomorrow. And I gave him like a very distant date, like 19th, okay, like in a week's time, you know, 19th we can chat and see what it is. I know how to play as well games. So, and he was like in shock straight away. He think I'm available like all the time, and he will be just, you know, how to say, changing and doing it in his own interest. Okay, this very much happens, and people should get aware of this, that this thing happens. Okay, manipulation straight away, right? And then I blocked him. I just said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested anymore, and I do not want to even continue this, you know, because this is a bullshit. But I gave people a contact, okay, enough. I did it, okay, I did it. So let me just go back quickly to yours, okay. I just want to say something. It is very easy to develop addiction on the app.
Yes. So like instant gratification when you match with people, right?
I want you to speak about this because everyone will go through this.
Yeah. Okay. So I have definitely been in the place of having a lot of. I noticed at one point recently, even like maybe a month ago, I was unconsciously opening the app when I had the phone in my hand. So not even like I was going to check a message, a bit like some people are with Instagram, like they just are on it all the time. And for me, I was on field all the time. I just like my thumb was there. I wanted to see if people had replied. And I didn't, even when people had sent me messages, I wasn't interested in replying to them or continuing. It wasn't about that. It was just about knowing that people were giving me attention. And luckily, I am self-aware enough that I could see all of that happening. And I could see that, oh, the app was really interesting to me. Finding new people on the app who I thought were eligible was very interesting to me. But actually, it was easy. It was too easy and it was superficial. And unfortunately, we get into a place with that where we're no longer really putting our attention on the other person. We're no longer really building a valuable connection with someone. It's just about feeling good about ourselves. It's just about having a confidence boost. It's just about knowing that we're interesting. It's just about our ego. And I think also it's about our heart, because for me, I went through a breakup last year. And so when you have a breakup, even though I chose to end things, there was, some betrayal, and I was obviously still carrying some, am I good enough? Are men good enough for me? Like, can I trust men? Can men be nice to me? And in here, so we play these little games, but also we start to have more hope. We like, oh, there are other people out there. There are interesting people who are interested in me. And so this is really nice, and this can be really positive, but there's a balance too. It's like, it's good to go and explore and be curious and match with people. It's nice that it feels good doing it. But because of the way that an app is structured, and because of, the dopamine that we get when we receive this match, and they flash the thing, oh, they matched with you, and so-and-so sent you a message, and this person has pinged you, and you've got 5,000 people waiting to match with you, blah, 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 blah. In a way, it's a safer place to go than actually going outside and having a conversation with someone and really being seen, because even the people can't see you. It's just your profile. It's your best photos. It's some witty comments that you put in your bio. It's not to a great extent, it's not real unless you are willing to be authentic and real with your connections. And so the moment that I started to see that, oh, I'm not really interested in replying to people, I just like looking for new matches. And that's when I stopped, and I actually went through and I unmatched with a lot of people who I could see I'm not really interested in talking to them. And then just had a few conversations. And you mentioned that last time, like when you have 30 conversations, you can't keep up with it. It's too many, you can't build anything real there. So that's how it is for me. And I think that a lot of people feel similarly, and a lot of people are also annoyed about that on the apps. I remember there were a couple of guys who said to me, like, hey, do you want to have a real conversation, or like, are you there? You know, like, are you there for me? Oh, there's some passive aggressiveness on the apps as well that for me was a big red flag. And when you talk about being able to discern between who you're matching with and what level they're on, some people, they put like, let's be nice to each other in their bio, or be nice or something like that. For me, it's a red flag. For me, it's like, they don't like the app. They're having arguments with people on the app. So I don't match with them, because I am a nice person and I generally have really nice conversations. But if there's any of that energy, I sort of run the other way. Yeah, so this is it. The addiction thing is it's a big pitfall of apps.
I can tell you, this is the first thing what we need to warn people, okay? They will get addicted because they're looking for that validation, okay? They're looking for that, you know, how to say, approval or something, because they've been rejected, or because they've been cheated on, or because they whatever happened. And that is the moment when they need to let this shit go, okay? Because they on that basis, they cannot build anything, okay? They need to start absolutely fresh and new when they are confident, and they don't need any validation. They don't need anyone to tell them that they are worthy, that they got it, and that they can kill it, you know, without any kind of wanker, you know, on that online, really. And what you're looking for is for that, you know. So there will be many people who are broken. And I can tell you, this is the thing is, it's like a treatment, it's like a free therapy for many, for public in general, when they can go and they can chat, they can talk and how to say, throw out all the rubbish at other people, okay? And then they can have this therapy, leave, and then come back with the new bio, with the new profile, and with the new pictures, new experience when they going on the other level. And that's why I'm making these videos, because they will understand that there will be, for many of them, many stages, okay, game levels. Then they will see, okay, the first time I've collected this pile of mushrooms, okay, why I've seen just only these mushrooms? Okay, maybe there was king in there, but you have not seen it, okay? And let's just be honest, okay? Let's just stop fool ourselves. There is so many things that we do not see, and we choose it. Okay, there is that king.
Totally. Yeah, totally. And sometimes also people can be scared of, you know, like there's a king in there and they automatically like pull away. They don't want to go there, because actually they're used to having the like normal everyday mushrooms, and don't know if, again, they'll be validated when they go there. You know, they feel insecure.
Well, I can tell you this, that person who's collecting everyday mushrooms but dream about the king will never get the king, okay? He will stay with these mushrooms. And I would say there are a lot of dreamers and out of reality people. And out of reality people are bothering me every day on Facebook, okay? Yesterday, one guy saying, oh, I have property in UK, I have property in Spain, I have this and that. I'm also very busy, I'm also very cool, you know. No, you're not. Okay? And I don't want to be like that to everyone, but no, you're not. Okay? You have a bravery to put yourself out there, and I'm not here to put you down. Okay? For that. Okay? But you are more matched to my mom than to me. And who the fuck you think you are that I will be interested? There are a lot of old people fucking coming close to me and thinking, and I'm looking at them and thinking, why do I need a 70-year guy? I don't care what he have, you know?
Well, this is another thing that was funny on Field, because when you get into that thing of, I want to be validated, who can I match with? And then you're getting pinged by people who you would never match with. This is a really interesting dynamic.
That's that fantasy world, you know, who still live in their fantasy and they think they're good enough. But these people, how to say, you watch X Factor, Okay.
Yeah.
If you say, if you watch Rabbi Chef X Factor, you would think, how the fuck they cannot see themselves and they cannot hear themselves?
Yeah. Yeah.
How you can be so much confused and believe that your voice is such a great, instrument?
Yeah.
How? But people are blind. I can
Well,
tell you this.
I also think that men are rewarded for taking risks and going after things, even though they know that perhaps they're not qualified, etc. And women tend not to be. So we don't see that behavior in females as much, but in males, it's like, it's like, oh, how much can you blag? How much can you swindle? And so I think, good on them to some degree of like just going for it, just asking for what they want. Whereas like women are so quick to consider if it's likely to happen, and men are just much more like instant. I want that. I want that. Can I have that? Can I have that?
I am not against that. I am actually would like more people behave this way, but not the ones who are hopeless, okay, or who had 5 years till he died.
Yes, and I think the other thing is that if whether it's a man or a woman, if you're reaching out to someone who is not on the same level as you, it's not about better or worse, it's just the same level. If they're similar to you, if you're gonna be a good match, then this is also a way of living in fantasy and escaping, avoiding like real connection.
I think that the man should always be brave and reaching out and try. Okay.
You
But
think
because this is the only way. But the thing is that they are reaching out and they are trying, but in the same time, they are not ready to show this in their action.
What would that look like in their action?
To do something without any, when you love your child, right? And you don't have any conditions.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional action.
Unconditional action. And again, I want more specific. So what has a man done with unconditional action that you've seen? Like, what does that look like? Let's break it down.
Well, the man should, for example, contact you not because he wants something, but because, for example, say, can you send me your address and I would like to send you flowers. I've seen a beautiful perfume. I think it really will suit you. Can I just, present you for nothing,
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a trade, it's not a business straight away. It's not nothing, but it is an action, taking an action to take an attention. Okay, what they want is attention for free. Then they think, there is a lot of guys who, I always say, no matter how much he has, it's matter how much he willing to spend or give. Okay, because I know a lot of rich people who doesn't give shit. Okay, they just being rich. They want someone next to them. There are the girlfriends and stuff, and they, they are maintained on a very basic levels. But he is rich, and what do you have from it? Nothing. Okay, so you need to spend 10 or 20 years as his slave, to actually how to say it. In that kind of a mentality, I would notice only when the man does something, generosity, it's the thing, not show off what I will have and when this and that's why you are my match. No, you're not. First of all, you're too old. Okay, so that is very important. The last thing I want to tell everyone is that we meet online with our profiles. Okay, we do. And every time when I've changed profile, I've changed the direction and I've changed the mushroom level, or in general mushroom collection. Okay, and I'm attracting different fish, whatever, right? So it is very important to look good, okay, and to know what you want to show up there. Okay, because that's a very important what you would say. It is, So what is hard probably for yourself to evaluate how you're showing up, that's the hard thing. Okay, how your text looks nice and how your pictures. So I would advise now, because we're giving some constructual advice as well, not just blah blah blah. Yes, so it is better to create this app and send someone and 5 people, whatever, that they could validate or give some kind of like an advice, whatever. Then it is your decision if you want to upgrade or date it. But sometimes we want to look one way and we look different. Okay, because why? There is a disconnection in general. If you connected with yourself, okay, and what I wanted to tell you, Alicia, right? Aisha, very important thing. Why the fuck is not happening with this dating at the moment? Although I gave my phone number today to one American guy. Okay, I'll tell you this. When we driven with some kind of a passion, and like for example, for me now, I've decided, I also separated with the person who's was sucking my energy out, and so I've restored my energy, and I'm, how to say, driven and passionate to go ahead with it, right? And I preserve it, and I go one way. I don't go, how to say, into looking for men. Okay, I go into creative business and that kind of a thing. And a woman probably cannot translate in many directions. Okay, so if you're very much driven and focus on your work and your energy is there and your thoughts and everything is in there, don't be surprised. Okay, that your match is not working out. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, don't be surprised about that. Okay, don't be surprised, because it's all reconnected on energy levels and everyone is feeling it subconsciously, whatever, but it happens. Okay, so if you dedicated yourself, you married to someone else, okay, you're having a baby with your project or with your course or whatever, with your something, and I'm having a baby as well, and I'm busy, right? But we're still doing this and still helping people, to figure it out, because we have experience from the past, and we are going to give them advice for the future. Okay, so first thing I would like to tell them, you need to see for yourself how you're showing up. You just need to. Okay, people are fucking blind. They are, they are, and we will speak about those mistakes further. But I'm just saying, sometimes we are so broken inside that we do not know who we are, and then therefore there is a disconnection how we're showing up.
Yes, and for me, this thing though about we don't know who we are is can be seen, can be illustrated in us not knowing parts of our body. And for me, us, when we start to explore our eros, this is the most pure, most innocent, most like truthful part of ourselves. And the fact that, many people, they say, I don't know who
I am so sorry, but can you, because people are, you need to go specifically about the part of the body, because not everyone knows about this. So when you're saying, maybe I understand and I know that you are talking to me, but when someone is out of the blue, you need to say, okay, you don't know this part or this part, you need to do this, so go deeper.
Okay, so we all have bodies, right? But and we have lived in this body our whole life. There's no moment of our life that we haven't been with our body, and yet there are still parts of our body that that many people haven't explored. So they haven't explored their genitals, they haven't explored their anus, they haven't explored their nipples, they haven't explored the sensuality of their toes, or in their ears, or what things they like to do with their mouth and their tongue. And the issue is that we're looking outside of ourselves for working out who we are, by differentiating ourselves and creating our individuality, but we haven't explored this individual that we are. We haven't explored our physical nature. We haven't explored this portal, this area of like life force, creative, magnetic, orgasmic energy that sits right in the seat of our body. It's held by the thickest bones. The sacrum is the last bone to go, right, when we're decomposing. This is our center. This is the most important part. And people actually have numbness, and they have genital amnesia. Like their mind is not connected to this core of who they are. And when we go there, then they go and their experience of life just blows up, and their experience of themselves just expands exponentially, and their experience of what's possible in relationship just opens completely. And so it's so interesting that you speak about, people don't know who they are, and then they throw themselves into relationships or blah blah blah, but they need to explore their body, and our body is the physical manifestation of our unconscious and our subconscious. So the things that are happening for us underneath the surface, that are in our roots and in our ancestry, are held inside our body, and big things that happen to us from the past are stored in our tissues, in our cells, and when we touch them, we wake them up, we activate them, we open them. And so when people come and have physical sessions with me and I'm doing sexological body work on them, so much comes through. Suddenly they have clarity. Suddenly they know what they want. Suddenly they know what they're passionate about. Suddenly they know what they hate. Suddenly they know why they're upset. Suddenly they know why they've been depressed for the last 10 years or something, Suddenly they know why they can't orgasm. And the moment it comes into their awareness, it's not that we then fix it. It's not that we then solve it. No, we just are with it. And they are able to notice this part of themselves. And in noticing it, it changes, And I think it's, I love talking about this.
No, good, because I can see the passion. And the truth is that, somehow people think that they will find a partner and that partner will do the job for them. No, you don't laugh. That is exactly why they're fucking looking for that partner, because they're too lazy.
Yeah.
They misinformed. They are blocked before even they thinking that they would go and explore and do something for themselves because of the way they were brought up.
Yeah.
And they think that this partner who would connect with them would give all of these missing data, analysis, information, whatever about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, they want someone to commit to them before they're ready to commit to themselves. When people come and they have a discussion and they share, oh, I'm not having any relationships in my life. Oh, I've never enjoyed sex. Oh, I feel completely shut down in my sexuality and in all the areas of my life. I don't have money. I don't have a job that I love. I don't have people around me that I care about. And yet they won't spend the money. They won't invest in that journey for themselves. And yet they want someone else, some new partner that they found, to invest their resources, their time, their energy, their money into doing that. I mean, this is crazy. And for me, if you want something, we have to value ourselves. Like you said, we have to value ourselves like the king and the queen if we want to attract a king or a queen. And it starts there.
Yes, but you're right. The reason why they do not invest. Yes, they are cringe people. Yes, they do not understand the value. If they would knew what the outcome is, what the result is, usually they want, they want verification. I will tell you what they want. They want you confirm and prove that they will feel or this happened to them.
They don't want to take
not your fucking even job. You're not even doing it. That's the problem. Okay, that's what they want, and that's why they would not invest. So it's like you getting married, and then the priest would need to verify and prove that his wife is not gonna cheat, and he will be like faithful.
Wow, totally.
A priest has nothing to do with it. He's just marrying you and, basically taking those vows, and creating all these situations for you, right? So that you feel that there is a meaning in it. And he's doing his job, basically. So that's why they do not invest, because stupidly they do not understand that taking responsibility, okay, and actually participating in this and being, part of it is the main thing. That's why they do not invest. I have a lot of shoots with fucking models like that. When they want to book a shoot with the hot, sexy models to solve their problems, right? which they have kings of fantasies and stuff, and they want me to verify and prove that this model will deliver with them this service and they will reach this kind of climax and peaks. And I'm like, I'm not even fucking you. I'm like standing with the camera. I'm like a camera lady, okay? And you telling me that you would like to get that kind of from me verification? I can tell you in adult business before, and and they just not. It's not that they just appear. They were always here. Okay, these people. And I never even pay attention to this very much. I would just say, yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah. I always say yes because I know yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But then I stopped. Then I stopped because I start rejecting people. I've decided that no, I cannot develop myself further giving away too much. What happens is that these people who want too much from you, they are takers. And it costs you more energy and restore everything to work with that person who is here to take everything from you to get all these shitty guarantees and everything and don't want to do anything. You know?
Wow. Yeah. And that, I mean, that's I hear that. And when people come to me with this question, I ask them, well, how much do you want it? Because I can only do 50%. I only do 50% of anything that happens in any session. You have to do the other 50%. So are you going to show up? Are you going to be vulnerable? Are you going to take a risk? Are you going to commit to challenging these things that have been in your way this whole time? Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to see what's there? Because no one can do that for you. There's no magic pill, despite what the pharmaceutical companies say.
What pill? What pill? What is this dream about? Yeah.
Julia,
I agree.
Yeah. This was a really, really interesting conversation today.
I like that we're flying solo without any preparation. We're just smashing it, you know. I even had did not prepare anything, you know. I know that through this dating experience, I just keep come back to that note and I'll just add some kind of like things that I've, you know, discovered or stuff. And I even didn't go through many of them. It's just like that. It's an eye opener when we're sharing the information, and people who will watch this, they would feel this, that this is not staged, that this is natural, that this is a real conversation, and that the experiences we had, they're gonna come upon them. They cannot go into that mushroom, you know, forest and not see all these fucking mushrooms. I can tell you. I can tell you this, and by picking up every mushroom, they will understand which mushroom that it is. And I will say, okay, Julia told me about this. Okay, mushroom, and that's it. And like I say, you know, my mom, for example, and she's a mature person. She would like to go online dating, but she's very much into. Mama said, can you just chat with him just because, you know, not marry him? I'm not going to wash his socks now. No, I don't like him. I'm not going to wash his socks. It's like, he's not even taking you. Okay? But
Mama.
she's already thinking and you know, how to say, planning everything, that shooting with that illusion in the future so far, you know, that it's just no point. You need to live right now, and you need to go step by step with every date, with every person you meet. You know, don't think that he's going to be a Prince Charming. No, think that he will put you, you know how you need to think. I'll tell everyone, okay, here. This is the biggest secret. You need to think that he will put you closer to that Prince Charming.
It's true.
He will put you another step closer.
Yeah.
That's how you would think. Then you know how to say, when you are careless kind of about this, and knowing that this is an experience and this is your commitment to grow somehow and understand the men, what they want, and understand yourself, and maybe finally go and meet those days. I had good days. Tell me, in those 2 years which you was on field, have you had drinks, I don't know, parties, sex with the guys from the app?
Yeah.
So it is possible to find someone.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, at least that, and that's the whole
Totally.
thing about this. Okay, so
Totally,
people,
totally.
when they go into this adventure, they're taking too fucking seriously.
Mm.
You're not gonna. Okay, I can't be absolute. Maybe next day you will find. I'll tell you, when I split up with my ex, in 2 weeks' time, I met my partner, which
Mm.
I was for 10 years and more. Okay. So I can't tell you this, that it will take ages, or years or something, because it might not.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you don't need to exclude, but I'll tell you something. When I split up with my ex, and I very honest person, I just thought, I'm gonna have fun now. I'm gonna just check everyone now. I just gonna, and what I did is I was booking 5 dates a day, then 3 with them would manage to arrive or whatever, and I would do this kind of like a business meeting stuff, where I'm going, booking the things, in one street, just going from one pub to the other just like that. It was busy for me. I just booked the whole date for the dates. That's the work. Okay, they need to understand this is not falling from the sky, good mushrooms. No,
Yeah,
you need to go and do it. But what I'm saying is to you, you need to apply, and you need to think of this in easy way. When you think of this in easy way, not like straight away a progression ahead, like, oh, will you do this or will you do that? Or then, it might take longer, because you can't think this way. Okay, I wanna finish this conversation, because it takes us all the time to very long chat. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
watching, everyone. Love you, kiss you.
Thank you.
Sending the kiss, and to you and to everyone, and to next Thursday. We're doing this on Thursdays now, so they will get used to us now on Thursdays. Okay, I will not need to bring a chair next time, because I'm very.
Mm.
Bye bye.